From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over why more Democrats want you to have more monthly stimulus checks. And that deliciousness heats up in fourth stimulus. It's coming up in this recording. Then we go to the recon. Done deal signed, sealed. And why that recon is the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. And which members of the Biden administration are asking you to give your support and asking you to reach out to them. I'll have the latest details from the White House and Capitol Hill. Then we cut to the big money that is heating up for that MSC. And the world exclusive, as the number one guy in D.C. wants you to have an MSC. It's a big-ass payout we've seen in the history of this channel that if this happens, it could pay you upwards of $9,000 to $10,000. It's a beautiful day, and the surf is up, and so is the stimulus. This is Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day across where you are. And it's gorgeous along the coast here in Santa Monica. As the surf is up, and so is the stimulus. In this fourth stimulus check update 2021, so much breaking news, so much new happening today. So excited for you to join me. But first, jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are clamoring to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal signed, sealed. And what this means for you. It's a done deal. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. OMG. Time to pick up the tow hitch. That is your recon substantive. I'll go over why this is the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel, but why viewers of this channel specifically, the subscribers of this channel, will do so well under fourth stimulus, and other people would be left a little bit confused. Then we got to the world exclusive as the number one guy in D.C. is flexing his muscles to ensure you get an MSC. I'll have all those and more. And with that, let's go into a beautiful big afternoon, and it starts right now. And this is Afternoons LALATE. Thank you for joining me. What a day it is. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. 400,000 in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Like the video too, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for those LALATE alerts, what are you doing? The link is in the video description. It's totally free, and I'll send you an alert when a breaking news happens, and also when a new video goes live. It's at news.lalate.com. Put your name and email address in there. Watch for the confirmation email, and you're ready to rock and roll. Let's cut to that monthly stimulus check. House versus Senate versus House. Who wants to give you what? Let's go over all the details starting right now. On the Senate side, Warren, Wyden, and Sanders monthly stimulus check. AOC and Omar monthly $2,000. Then we have the House Ways and Means calling for a monthly under the fourth. The American petition signed by nearly 4 million signatures, $2,000 a month. But then the one that has captivated a country from the West Coast to the East Coast still remains that House bill. $2,000 a month, $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. I think you have an opinion. Jump in the live chat right now and tell me, House or Senate? House or Senate, tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is today. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got third, you get a fourth stimulus check. Single individual, $75,000 or less, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less. Democrats represent, you get one as well. Double it. Family of four. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check as well. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check will be the same amount for everyone, including adult dependents and everyone else. And finally, the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. It's a monthly check. So if you're at the beach and the check walks up to you, starts waving, that's the German check. Or the French check. And if it kisses you on two cheeks, it's the Italian check, not the U.S. check. But guess what? In the world exclusive delivered first on this channel, and more details coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. The number one guy in DC wants you to have an MSC. I'll go over what he is proposing. It's all incredible. It's upwards of $9,000 a person. Biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel for stimulus, and it's heating up right now. Stay to the final 15 minutes of this video. It's coming up. And then we'll be going over fifth stimulus, which got a little bit confused this week as there was talk about maybe putting SSI reform into fourth stimulus. We'll be going over the breaking news from Gina Raimondo, the Commerce Secretary for the President, Janet Yellen, the Secretary of Treasury for the President. Then we'll be going over Bernie's comments, Chuck's comments, Ron Wyden's comments, and more. It's coming up in the final 15 minutes of the video. Stay to the very end with those breaking news and exclusive details. But first, let's get some money, because this is what we do. It's the weekend, but guess what? You could be getting some money. Let's look back at 2 weeks ago, when 3 viewers of this channel started this week started that week at $0. But by the middle of the week, oh my goodness, they were at $40,000 from this channel. From what? From third stimulus. Third stimulus? I thought third stimulus was just a $14 stimulus check, you may think. No, 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 no. Third stimulus has fortunes of money in there for you. 3 of them by the middle of the week were at $40,000, but one didn't stop there. He had gotten 3 items. He pushed and got 4 more by the weekend. Got $80,000. His name is Johnny. And guess what? In the true Purple Power spirit of helping other people, the next week he turned around and showed his family members, and they got another $100,000 on top of that. Let's go over his inspirational story, and let's go over then how you get this money. This is money you can get right now. You qualify for it. All you need to get right now is a pen, paper, and your cell phone ready. All right, this is what Johnny did week 1. He got $12,000 for SNAP, then he got EIDL, $10,000, taxes, $2,000, housing, $21,000, then electric for $9,000, then another $25,000 for housing, bring his grand total to $80,000 on this channel in less than 5 days. Then he turned around the next week and started helping his family members, and he reveals to us that they initially pushed back thinking it wasn't happening, and then they got it, one after another. As of today, I've helped 5 family members save their homes and put food on their table, and 3 family members thought it was not happening. Then it was a snap. 2 family members got $42,000, and the others got $58,000. It's been awesome to see people stop stressing about bills, he says. Your channel, LALATE, has helped so many others and myself tremendously. You're such a godsend. Purple Power, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Get that pen and paper ready, because I'm going to show you how to get that big money right now. We're going to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities, and SNAP and food and more items right now. It's all under third stimulus. You may have thought a third stimulus is just a $1,400 stimulus check. I'm glad you found this channel, because people are getting fortunes daily, day in, day out. Purple Hawks, Purple Power, Calcino VIPs, members of this channel are getting upwards of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, $100,000 from this channel. You want $100,000? I think you do. Get that pen and paper ready. Let's start with the first item, which is rent. And it's paying people a lot of money under third stimulus. It's paying over $20,000. You can do this. Look at these numbers. Elizabeth, $27,000. Wow. Look at these numbers, all in excess of $20,000 for rent. Then when we look at utilities, Johnny getting $9,000 for utilities. Why is he on the high end? Because the numbers are going higher. The more sophisticated, the larger the subscribers to this channel, the more members, the better they're getting at these numbers. Subscribe and become a member today. Then we have SNAP. You're going to meet someone in a second who got more than $18,000. He's heading to $25,000 for food. And then we have that Triple Crown winners. Oh my goodness. Nancy getting 3 items at $32,000. Nisi at 3 items at $23,000. But there's Mark, who got 2 items at $32,000. Let me tell you the inspirational story from Mark. Mark actually had 2 items at $32,000, rent and utilities, but I said to Mark, go get the other item, and the money is SNAP. SNAP is very easy to get. It comes from the Department of Agriculture, and in less than 5 days, he got the SNAP. Number 2, then he realized, I need to get more than just one other item. Now he's pushing to several items, just like Johnny. Number 3, he told his friends and family about this channel, just like Johnny, who told his friends and family, who got $100,000 in 5 days. Mark told his neighbor. And that neighbor got $21,000 for this channel, less than 5 days for rent. Sound unusual? Not. It's happening daily. If you have friends or family, tell them about this channel because they will appreciate you. Like Shanann's friend really appreciates this channel. Shanann, Purple Hawk of 2 months, says, I told my friend about you, LALATE, and now she's addicted to your channel. She can't keep on getting money. She can't keep on getting money. She's loving it. Her friend got $21,000 from 3 items. Thank you, LALATE. You rock. Then finally, Mark got that Snap. In less than 5 days, he got $19,000 for Snap, bringing Mark's grand total on this channel to over $50,500. Let's look at that graphic. My goodness. But the sky is the limit because let me introduce you to Lorraine. And she got $106,000, and you can do it because you have the power. You are Purple Power. And with that, let's go over all the incredible details right now. This is what I've been doing since day one. You have found the right channel. I'm so excited you found this channel or you're a part of this community already because this is what I do. I've been getting people massive sums of money since the pandemic started. In April of last year, I launched this channel on April 25th because people had applied for that EIDL loan and EIDL grant and their applications were not getting approved. So one after another, I started getting their applications approved, getting $25 million of EIDL loans approved, saving their homes, their businesses, and their employees' homes. 3 days later, a lot of people unemployed, but never had gotten unemployment assistance because they were independent contractors. A new program went live, hideously confusing. I explained to viewers how to do it, and they slowly got approved. In some states, it was not even live yet, and they got approved once it went live, like Eileen Bellenkamp out of Florida, getting $15,000 for PUA. And then in December 2020, second stimulus was not coming. Oh my goodness, it was the holidays, you needed money. And I stepped forward and I got viewers $250,000 for rent, like Tyrone and his family 4 out of Boston, getting all their rent paid, $16,000. Let's do it right now. Get that phone, that pen, and that paper, because you're going to get this money right now. I have confidence in you. You have confidence in yourself. I'm here as a community, and so is the rest of the community. You're going to get this money. We're going to get some rent, utility, mortgage assistance, homeowner utilities, SNAP, food, more, and all those other items. Let's go through each of them one at a time. Here are first some introductory remarks. I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. If one says no, reach out to the other 6 because they have different eligibility. Also, make sure you reach out to all 6. They also have their own pots of money. Number 2, every state has money. They're all given the same amount of money from the federal government. And finally, this is the keywords I say in this video. It really helps you get approved. Here you go. You're going to reach out to your city hall, your city housing authority. That's 2. Your county hall, your county housing authority. That's 4. And your state hall, and your state housing authority. That's 6. City hall, city housing authority. County hall, county housing authority. State hall, state housing authority. Keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You got this. This is easy. You can do this. For the utility companies, you pick up the phone and call every single utility company you have and get that money. And there you go. If you got this money as well, post in the live chat right now. Congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful pot of money. The next pot of the money is the money coming from SNAP. This is from Department of Agriculture. Pays a lot. Department of Agriculture pays you money for food because eligibility is a SNAP. It's easier to get than even a stimulus check. If you qualify for the 3rd stimulus check, you're likely to qualify for SNAP. Reach out to Department of Agriculture to get it. And how much are people getting? Well, Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom, and Gail got it as well. But Mark, he got $19,000. It's now worth $25,000. What happened? Department of Agriculture 2 weeks ago announced that everyone's benefits are raised up an average of 25% lifetime automatically starting in October. It's incredible, great news. And can we top that? Yes. As we go to the next item, but if you got that money for SNAP and unemployment benefits, SNAP, post in the live chat right now. The next pile of the money is a refund check coming back from your state due to overpayment of unemployment benefits. This is incredible, great news. And boy, the numbers keep on coming on in. Average viewers are getting $3,000 to $5,000. Finally, the last pile of the money is a refund check coming back from your from IRS for that 2020 tax return. You pay taxes on it. Margaret got it, Cog got it, Michael got it. Mark got $1,400. Another viewer got $1,200. One viewer got $2,200. Big range, but that's where it's landing. More about that in a second. But here's a personal message from me to you. This channel was launched for me to deliver to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week financial news and to help you get big money. Big money, that has been the core and bread and butter of this channel. So pick up the phone and call and get this big sums of money right now. If you're on the live chat, post your success stories for renting utilities right now, because when you do, you inspire people. People need to see these numbers. They need to understand this is your money. Get it right now. I had someone on the early morning to LALATE video post a comment in the live chat saying there's no money for food, there's no money for people in need. Untrue. It's all there on the third stimulus. Pick up the phone and call. When you post a success story, you inspire people. Number two, people are inspired by people like Art Sullivan and Nisi, who got 3 items. Now they realize, wait a second, I should be getting 3 items as well. So pick up that phone and get those items. And thank you for all your incredible support. Let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. Where they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time, it'll work. It'll reveal the refund check you're getting back and the taxes in your file. It also reveals stuff you never want to see, like Mitch's wonderful short-term career as a waltz dancer in clog dancing. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second part of this video starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. A $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. So exciting. And the tow hitch is looking at the finish line. Wow, what happened here? A recon has passed. It's $3.5 trillion. And the price tag, done. The passage of the recon, done. All that's left is how to spend the money among the committees. This is incredible, great news. How did we get to this spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon, put in the bipartisan. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. It says the following, that the higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. By allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, put in the bipartisan roads and bridges, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. One thing you learn on this channel is how things are done and how things are happening. And this is what you need to know, is that the Democratic caucus, the Democratic House members, and the Democratic senators worked all last week, 7 days that week, including the weekend, on your recon. What they're doing is they're going over the recon substantive. Now let's back up to this recon procedural. In the month of June and July, they did the same thing. The Democrats went meeting to meeting, face to face, and said, do you agree to do a recon? I do. Price tag, let's negotiate. They came to an agreement, $3.5 trillion. They had a verbal agreement. Once Democrats have a verbal agreement with fellow Democrats, then that's the done deal. That's the finish line on the tow truck, not the voting on the bill or even the vote. It's way before that. It's the verbal agreement. Because once they write the bill, it just confirms the verbal agreement. And the bill, when it goes for a vote, it's passed because that confirms the verbal agreement. That's why Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat in Minnesota, progressive, and Representative Richie Torres, Democrat in New York, progressive, also had said we need a recon that goes as big and bold as we wanted and a larger recon. They said that before they agreed upon the 3.5, and they got it. And that's why the president, after the 3.5 was agreed upon, said you need to protect the recon because everything in there is checks for the American people, progressive checks, priorities of the White House. And that's what Schatz and Jalopal said as well. So what's a recon or what is a bipartisan? What's the difference of the two items? What you need to know is that all those Democrats were meeting tooth and nail all last week, all last weekend, all this week, going over what will become the oral agreement of the recon substantive. Last weekend, you met a new cast member on the show. Her name is Freedom Frida. She has faux facts. She has lots of faux facts. Like, did you know Mitch invented Christmas? Yeah. She has a lot of faux facts. And one of her faux facts is Democrats are dragging their feet. Untrue. Democrats are out of town. Untrue. Democrats are not in town. They're not doing anything. Untrue. They're working tooth and nail to get this done. And I'm going to show you more about that in the final 15 minutes of this video. So let's go over that recon and let's compare the recon versus bipartisan. Two very different bodies of law, but yet related. Recon, your money. Reconciliation, also called the budget bill, also called the Democratic spending plan, progressive social reform plan. Price tag, $3.5 trillion. All your money, all checks for you. Bipartisan, not your money. That is roads and bridges, also infrastructure. Recon procedural, the tow truck has passed over the finish line, yes. And guess what? Recon substantive currently underway. So, what is the difference between the two? Very nominal difference. The keyword committees. First, recon procedural. Price tag $3.5 trillion and will be split among committees, $10 here, $20 there. Done deal, signed, sealed. It's finished. Then, how to spend the money, that's currently issue of the recon substantive. That's why you got to push purple power. Seats for stimulus. Some of you are doing a great job on social media. There's about 3 people on Twitter who are literally posting 20 to 30 tweets a day, an hour. They're absolutely incredible. The rest of you need to pick up a little bit more. Seats for stimulus. Hashtag seats for stimulus. Urge these Democrats to get it done right. You know what the message is. How do we get to this wonderful spot? From Jalapal, Ryan Schumer letter saying Chuck called the vote on the recon. And that vote was called and the recon was passed. That letter was signed by 100 plus House Democrats. 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus House Democrats, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus check package. Wow, can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means Committee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. There is literally every single Democrat on Capitol Hill calling for a monthly stimulus check. It's hard to find someone that's not. We have AOC and Omar. We have the senators. We have the House bill signed by 100 plus people. We have House and Ways and Means. And of course, we have everyone else. Everyone is calling for this MSC, so push purple power because the finish line is in front of us. And can we top that? Yes. As Ron Klain, the President of the United States Chief of Staff, confirmed my reporting last weekend, and confirmed my reporting this week. What did he basically say? Recon procedurals pass. He calls it recon framework. And he also said it's paid for by the global minimum corporate tax rate. Yeah, that confusing thing I never really want to cover because it's taxes. Who wants to hear about taxes? Confusing. Well, guess what? It's confirmed. The recon took that out, making the recon easier to write, easier to call for a vote, and easier to pass. And can we top that? Yes, as we go into the final 15 minutes of the video, so much wonderful breaking news. We'll be going over that finish line, which is right in eyesight, in line of sight. It is right in front of us. It's getting exciting, folks. We're going to be going over all the wonderful details of what they did last week and what they did this week. Who wants to hear from you? And the world exclusive from the guy who has your back. But first, here's a personal message from me to you. Pick up that phone and call and get these monies. Call all your utilities companies today. Call those 6 places I told you to reach out to and call SNAP. Call Department of Agriculture. Get SNAP. And once you start getting these sums of money, when we turn to forced stimulus, you're going to be doing the same thing. I'll explain that in a second after the commercial break. You're going to be picking up the phone and calling, getting sums of money. Once you develop this skill of doing this, you're going to feel so confident, so comfortable. You're going to feel wonderful, as the other viewers did as well. So pick up the phone. If you cannot find the other sums of money, if you've done all these phone calls, you made these 6, 8, 9 phone calls, and you can't get the other sums of money, then reach out to the volunteers. Here's a little bit about them. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Afternoons LALATE. as it's a beautiful day and the surface up and so is the stimulus. In the second half of this recording, we'll be going over the great news as the Democrats want you to have more months of stimulus checks. We'll be going over what they're proposing and what's in that recon. We'll be going over application-based stimulus versus non-application-based. We'll be going over the new individuals who have stepped forward and say they want to hear from you. And they want to hear your support for the recon. And I'm not just talking about congressmen, I'm talking about people in the White House. And then we cut to the world exclusive as the number one guy in the Congress behind the stimulus is now watching you and you're watching him. So get that support ready, get that pen and paper ready as we go into a big afternoon. It starts right now. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers is a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. Then Evening's LA. Then we have the exciting details of Street of Stimulus at 6. Then 7, then Sirloin at 8, then Overnight's L8 at 9, and then Purple Power at 11:30. Big lineup. Meantime, have you signed up for those LA alerts? You need to do so. The link is in the video. Hit that alert and put your name and email address in there. Watch for the confirmation email, and you're ready to rock and roll. Let's cut to FIS stimulus, because guess what? A lot of confusion this week as there was talk about maybe putting FIS stimulus into forced stimulus. Excuse me? Let's go over all the details. Not really the same thing. Let me explain. SSI and SSDI reform, which is FIS stimulus, starts in September, goes out in a vote potentially by November, is a comprehensive overall of the entire system. The other item that they're talking about for forced stimulus is just like a series of some money. And it's a temporary payment of some money. That's not the type of full overhaul of the system that you want. This is where it is at FIS stimulus. First, they'll raise your benefit limits up. Then they'll remove the asset limit, add inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. This is SSI reform in FIS stimulus. So let's go over all the details starting right now. First, they'll raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, or SSA. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation. And how high is it going? A lot. Wall Street is looking for a very high rate. So is the Federal Reserve. I'm saying 5%. Let's do the analysis. First, you'll raise your benefits up. And then if the inflation rate is 5%, you'll go up another 5%, not just next year, but lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. Then they're going to move the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't have more than that you can't work and also stay on benefits. They're going to move the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 an annum. It's going to go away. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to end. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest and do a pair dance and no longer fear a loss of benefits. Meantime, will there be a FIS stimulus check? There will be. It will be for next year. And finally, if you've not become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? Members, Purple Hawks, Purple Powers, or Calcino VIPs are delivered daily from me to them, a breakdown of all the big money that is available under first, second, and third stimulus. Fortunes are being made and gotten by viewers of this channel that is their money under third stimulus because they understand this is the money for them to get. Other people look at third stimulus as just $1,400. Members of this channel look at it as an opportunity to get $40, $50, $80, $100,000, and they're getting it daily. Consider becoming a member today, because that's why I launched Purple Hawks in January this year, to show people that there's massive sums of money available in the third stimulus, and it's all there for you to get. Every state's paying. Every state has the money. There's 7 or more items that you could potentially get. And today is your day to pick up a pen and paper and become a member as well. And then with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now, as we go into a big afternoon to LA's final 15 with this. Recon done, deal signed a seal. The recon procedural is done. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. Now it's picking up the tow hitch, the recon substantive, which is the terms and conditions of how they spend the money. That tow hitch is looking right at the finish line, folks. It's getting very exciting. Why? Because the Democrats met all last weekend, and met this week as well for those potential oral agreements on the recon substantive provisions. They're not going to live stream themselves when they're having a meeting. They're not going to be tweeting or putting a video camera in the room when they're talking. When they're verbally done, they're verbally done. You won't see it. It will be done. At that point, they'll start writing it for a bill format. It will confirm what they've already agreed upon, and then they'll call for a vote, which will already be what they agreed upon. The recon substantive push is right now. So this is where you need to push. And guess who wants to hear from you? A lot of people. First of all, Gina Raimondo, the Commerce Secretary of the President of the United States, who's in the executive branch, not a legislator, not drafting the legislation, said she wants to hear from the American people in yesterday's broadcast, where she appeared on broadcast news and talked about the forced stimulus recon. Now, understand, she does not give you a stimulus check. She has nothing to do with stimulus checks. But she wants to hear from you. And the more you vocalize your things, the more it spreads to other branches of the government. Ironic conversation she said in that broadcast was that she was getting some pushback from corporations about forced stimulus recon. Ironic, because there's no money in there for forced stimulus recons. Yeah, it's all money for you. So she needs that element of support, that feeling of you're helping the American people. Number two, well, Bernie, Chuck, Ron Wyden, and Ron Klain, who's the president's chief of staff, all confirm that they're working tooth and nail to get this done right now because they got a lot going on in the month of September, later in the month. In fact, Janet Yellen addressed that subject matter just a few days ago. She's the Treasury Secretary. She said the debt ceiling limit expires in a few weeks, and we got to get on that as well. So your items are getting taken care of front-loaded now because there is so much on the horizon. Great news with that as well. Then let's go over the idea of application-based recon versus non. The bread and butter of the recon before we get to the IRS sent out MSC checks is application-based stimulus. It's going to be there. It's the reality. It's happening, and it's been there before. We've done this on the first, second, and third stimulus. Does not mean you fill out a 50-page application. It means you pick up the phone and call. And the reason why is because they do not know you need the money unless you reach out and call. Here are examples of the types of money they'll have for you. Free school meals for all, checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, checks for free internet, checks for farming, checks for clean energy, checks for workers like independent contractors, checks for seniors like checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care, checks for lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. IRS, Treasury, doesn't know anything about those subject matters. Can't pay you about them because doesn't know anything about them. Doesn't know about your dental, your vision, or hearing. That money will be in those committees, as I showed you in that earlier graphic. Those committees will say, hey, come and get the money. And guess what? You're going to do so well under this fourth stimulus recon because this is what you're doing right now under third stimulus. You've been doing this on the first and second as well. Picking up the phone saying, I qualify for this. Please pay me the money. This is where you, Purple Hawks, do so well. And guess what? It's going to be a lot of checks. It's going to be a lot of checks. Wonderful checks, delicious checks. And you are going to do so well under fourth stimulus recon because this is all checks for people in need, for issues that they need to have their bills paid, and Purple Hawks are to do really, really well. The people who are not going to do well at all, in fact, won't get anything, will be the donut guys. Because they'll say, when is that check landing in my bank account for dental? And the answer will be never. IRS doesn't know anything about your dental. They can't pay you automatically about dental. And the committee that'll have your money for dental won't know you need money for dental, even though you eat a lot of donuts, won't know you need money for dental because you haven't reached out to them. And here's a sort of a comparison. First, second, and third stimulus checks, after there was issues with it, IRS said, if you have not gotten your first, second, and third stimulus check, you must do this. You must file tax return and request it. There's still some people this day that say, I'm still waiting for that first, second, and third stimulus check. It needs to automatically land. No, IRS doesn't know you exist. For some reason, they don't know where you are, and they have told you to file tax return and request it on the tax return. Why should I have to do that? Well, you're never going to get it. That's sort of how this is for the recon. It's really good news for people who are diligent push purple power, and keep track of the money that they're owed. It's a lot of money. And imagine under third stimulus that Johnny got 80,000 from 7 items. Imagine how many items are going to be in this one. Wow. And imagine how much money. Incredible. Now, let's turn to the MSC, monthly stimulus check. This is a check that would be paid automatically by IRS to you because IRS doesn't need to know anything about your teeth or hair to pay this out. It's just a check. Let's go over all the details of this first right now. You saw earlier in this graphic, all these Democrats want you to have an MSC. But I told viewers 4 or 5 weeks ago to push purple power. Pick up the phone, call your Democratic senator, say, we need a monthly stimulus check. I said, go on social media, push purple power. Some of you are doing an incredible job, 20 to 30 tweets an hour for just 2 or 3 people. The rest of you, not so much, so keep on pushing. But at the time I said, pick up the phone, call, and not a lot called. And WR, longtime viewer of this channel, called. He picked up the phone and advocated for that MSC. With who? Senator Chris Coons, Democrat, Delaware, Joe Biden, old confidant. Picked up the phone and spoke to staffer, said, I want to tell you why we need an MSC. Let me explain to you what's important here. And the staffer says, yes, Senator Chris Coons is proposing a forced stimulus check. There you go. This is getting really good. This is getting very exciting. I can see the finish line in front of us. But it got better. 2 weekends ago, Bernie Sanders went amongst the people and he said a few words. More about those words in 1 second. But let's understand what this recon bill is called. It's actually called the Reconciliation Budget Bill for stimulus. Yeah, it hasn't been written yet, but when it's written, that's what it's called. Who oversees this budget bill? What committee sees the budget bill? What committee has ownership of the budget bill? The Budget Committee in the Senate. And who's its chairman? Bernie Sanders. Wow. So what did he say 2 weeks ago? He said, prior budget chairmen just sort of like to do their thing in D.C. I like to get out amongst the people and hear from them. I said at the time, that was translation. He wants to hear from you. And I said, pick up the phone and call. A few of you did, not a lot. Len Glenn picked up the phone, called initially, and so did Brother Joshua, 2020 volunteer to the community page and longtime viewer and Purple Hawk. Picked up the phone and professionally, respectfully, and kindly advocated for a stimulus check. Now let's go over the word advocating. Advocating means saying, I need this. Saying, this is why we need it. Advocating is when you're telling someone on the other side, yes, it needs to be paid. It's a sentence with a period at the end. It's not a sentence with a question mark at the end. We don't say sentences with question marks on the end because that basically allows the person on the other side to say what you don't want them to say. We don't say things like, can you tell me what day, when it's landing in my bank account? That's just a question. We don't ask questions. We say, pay the money right away. It's taking too long. That's Purple Power Push. We do not subscribe to Wendy and Will When, our favorite cast of characters from last weekend. All they do is ever say is when. When. No, we don't form sentences on this channel that end with a question mark and start with the word when. And things like, it's September. That doesn't really help us because it doesn't really say anything. That's counter call aid. All she says, it's September. Or counter call. Whatever happened to July? Whatever happened to August? I mean, it's sort of a stupid question because it doesn't really address what's going on right now. And again, it's another question. We say affirmative statements like, we need a stimulus check. It needs to be a good number. It needs to be several months. It needs to be paid. I'm in need. My community's in need. That's what we say. And that's what Brother Joshua said. Very professionally, respectfully, and kindly. And guess what the staffer from Bernie Sanders on the other side of the phone said? Yes. 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 Y-E-S. Bernie Sanders is proposing a forced stimulus check under the forced stimulus recon. Can you see the throat? Can you see the finish line in front of us? Wow. Now, Bernie Sanders' numbers are incredible. Let's go over the continuation of that conversation between Brother Joshua and the staffer. The proposed amount, according to Bernie Sanders, will be somewhere between $1,000 to $1,400. Incredible, great news. $1,000 to $1,400 monthly stimulus check, says the staffer for Sanders. Then it will be monthly. Incredible, great news. And then finally, it'll be 3 to 6 months. That's the range of options considered at the moment. Incredible, great news. You got this. What was the catch of the conversation? The catch of the conversation was that the staffer said Bernie Sanders wants to make sure he has your support. You got to support Purple Power. Pick up the phone. Call Senator Warren. Call Senator Sanders. Call Chuck Schumer. Call AOC. Call Ronald Wyden. Call Senator Grimondo at Commerce, Secretary of Commerce. Call Ron Clay and say, we need a monthly stimulus check. Thank you for your support. I need you to get that MSC in that forced stimulus package. Absolutely. Bernie Sanders' numbers are great because when you compare them versus the House bill, it's very comparable. It's $9,000 on the high end. 6 months at $1,400 is about $9,000. Compare that to the Senate bill, the House bill, which is $13,000 but takes 12 months. This is incredible. No one has ever paid you a stimulus check of this magnitude. And understand this, that this is on top of all the other money in the forced stimulus that I'm going to get you. You're going to be sitting very pretty if they get all this done in this forced stimulus recon. But for now, let's recap. Number one, 6 places you need to reach out to today. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. All 6. Not one of the 6, all 6. Then you need to reach out to all your utility companies. Your water, your gas, your electric, your heating oil, your anything you have, telephone. Then you have to reach out to Department of Agriculture. Look at all these sums of money I can get you right now. You can get yourself right now. Once you start getting 1 or 2 or 3, then you realize, wow, I can do this. It's called financial freedom. I said it the first day when I launched this channel. When I looked out there and I realized, wait a second, there were viewers that were telling me they had watched other places of broadcast media and said, I need that second stimulus check to land in May of 2020. Otherwise, I won't have money for this. And I said, wait a second, that's financial independence. You can't be dependent upon the arrival of something. You have to be financially independent. And that's what Johnny was talking about as well. Get all these bills paid. Get all these bills paid. And guess what I want you to do? I want you to get bills paid as far as you can into 2022. I want you to get that rent, utilities, food, and internet paid all the way up into the next year so that you have that roof over your shoulders, a roof over your head. You have your utilities bills turned on all the way to next year. You have them paid for it. You have your food on the table taken care of. If you're a homeless person, you're back into shelter. You have housing provided for you. I want everything to be financially stable for you so that when that forced stimulus lands, you're going to get more money on top of that. That's the spirit of love. That's the spirit of money. As Robert said, I want to thank you because I just got approved for $18,000 for rent, $16,000 for SNAP, and $7,000 for utilities. Keep on doing a wonderful job helping other people, LA. God bless you. I'm a member. I go by Dread. Been following you since the start of the pandemic. My name is Robert, and thank you for helping others. And thank you for tuning in. Coming up next is either Overnight's Crypto or Afternoon's LATE. Then we go into Evening's LATE, Sirloin, Street and Stimulus, and Overnight's Crypto, Overnight's LATE as well. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. I want you proud of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, and stay with LA for more.